Rhodes Media.
Now that's a fun game of baseball, okay? That's what they call baseball. That's what they call a drubbing. Mwah. Mwah. All right, look, before we talk about this in depth, hello, welcome to the channel if you're new. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up button. Thank you all so much. You can take me on the road with you, by the way. You hear this voice? What if I told you it was connected to your Bluetooth as you're riding the whip to work? All you got to do is search Sports Talk with Broads in Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Boom, follow there. Leave a 5-star rating and a review. It really pushes the algorithm. Can't thank you enough again. And then lastly, Coffee with Broads live streams twice a week right here on YouTube. And the way you get access to that is you join the memberships here. All the information is down below. You also get a link to the Discord channel where we get to chat 24/7 with the whole membership crew. It has been so much fun. Can't thank you all enough. Enjoy the show.
Hey, are you surprised that there's not more urgency down there in
Yes.
that Dodgers bullpen?
Very much. Fly ball, left field, going back Vargas, toward the wall, it is gone! Grand slam, Trea Turner! He has busted it wide open. 8-0 Phillies.
Listen to that fucking place! Listen to that place! Tom McCarthy said it best. He busted it wide open, baby. 10-1. The only thing I'm worried about right now is the status of Zack Wheeler. Now, I got the post-game show up right to my left. So the second I see Rob Thompson's face on that screen, I'm going to be running to social to make sure that it's not bad. Rojas gets hit. I mean, what are the odds? The same game Bryce returns to the lineup. Schwarber returns to the lineup. The offense explodes. The bottom of the lineup itself was going off. Marsh on 3 hits. Marsh 2 hits, including a home run. Rojas, after he got drilled in the damn hand. I mean, damn it. But actually, this was all prior to him getting hit in the head. 2 hits. They scored a total of 7 runs themselves. Now, poor Bobby Miller. Here's a take for you. Holy shit, is Zack Wheeler 1,000 times better than Bobby Miller? You want to run on him? Go ahead. You want him to walk you? Probably will happen. You want to get a hit? He allowed 10 in 4 innings. And then go back and watch Zack Wheeler versus Shohei Ohtani in the first inning. My guy's throwing 98 cheese. You know what that is? That's a damn drubbing out there in game 1. That's what I needed. That's what I had to have after dropping the series in Atlanta. I wanted you to play with some piss and vinegar. It got so bad and ugly for LA that they're out there throwing out Kike Hernandez, which was kind of a brutal watch just from an eye test standpoint. He got some efficient outs, but man, lobbing it up there like it's coach pitch on a Saturday at the local park for 8-year-olds. I feel bad for Whit Merrifield. Seriously, Whit Merrifield has about a 5,000-foot foul ball. And then he ends up getting robbed over at third base. If you can't buy a hit then, I don't know if this man's ever going to be able to buy a hit. And I was waiting for Kyle Schwarber to send one to Mars, but he popped up to Kike. That stupid smile. I would have backhanded it right off his face if I was Schwarbs. Just ran right up to him. I did love watching Kyle Schwarber give us a nice 2 RBI single. He's close at second. I like the idea. Guess what? His presence is so beautiful that I don't give a damn if he runs out at second base. So be it. He's knocking in runs. That's what he's there to do. Now, I was going to make a comment about how important it is to have Kyle Schwarber back at the top of the lineup, considering Bryson Stott has struggled so much in that particular spot. There's Rob Thompson. Shut up, bros. Rob Thompson's at the fucking podium. Go check it out online. All right, here we go. Rob Thompson said he pulled Wheeler out of precaution. He sat for a long time in the fourth, and his back tightened up a little bit. They're going to check him out tomorrow, but as of now, they expect him to make his next start. And then he took Bryce Harper out because of the score. Now, how much of this is real and how much of this is to save face and buy time? I'm going to go with it's real. All right, it was an ass kicking. It was a major beatdown. There's no reason to think that it was anything other than that. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt until proven I'm wrong. That was nice to hear. Now, back to the top of the lineup. Kyle Schwarber's presence, way more felt than Stott. And Stott even had that at-bat where it's a 2-0 count, and there's a pitch that I feel he should drive right over the heart of the plate. He's dropping to one knee. He's fouling it back. He's taking these hard, heavy cuts to the point where his body is actually dropping towards the dirt. But then eventually he hits a bomb, so then I guess that take goes out the window. Not only that, he also went to the warning track power following his home run, so maybe there's something to it. But there's less pressure when you get the meat and potatoes back in your order, and then the whole lineup starts to pull apart and lengthen out. Seriously, Brandon Marsh, no longer your cleanup guy. Now, Bryce Harper, speaking of him and him getting yanked from the game, he got no hits in his 4 at-bats, but I do think it's very important to note the intensity that he ran with in his first inning, in his first at-bat, getting down to first base. I thought maybe we'd see something similar to when Trea Turner first got back in the lineup. It was all about going about 70%, and you could tell. I mean, it was smacking you right in the face. He's not giving you everything, and you realize that that's probably what's best. So nothing happens the second he returns to the lineup. And as you can tell, Trea Turner is a magician. But Trea Turner's a magician. Trea Turner is... Ow! Ow! Is he dominant right now? A grand slam! It was rocking. Listen to the audio. There's nothing better than the bank. And when MLB puts out the video content, specifically in the playoffs, we've seen it over the years because there's no place that's as loud as this ballpark. But, we got that no broadcast feel, the side angle from the dugout. Trea Turner launches one into orbit, and listen to what it sounded like. I'm not just saying this. I swear to God, I think I'm having a heart attack. It's giving me goosebumps. It's shivering my entire body. All right? Every time I get to watch Bryce, that's what happens. Tingles occur. Forgot what it was like. Damn, I needed it desperately. So he hustled his ass off to first base, moving well. Just right out the chute, too. Not even the second at-bat, not even the third at-bat. This is right away. Then playing defense, the ball hits him right in the wrist area. Dude's getting beat up. I was in favor if the Phillies wanted to do it, just if they wanted to, into maybe kicking the can down the road and not even bringing him back until after the All-Star break. Now, I'm aware that that would never happen in a million years because Bryce makes the decision, and that man wanted to be a part of the All-Star weekend, so he was coming back. I'm just saying, if I could have seen a scenario where maybe they were very cautious with him, that wouldn't have bothered me. And the fact that I have to watch him go that hard, balls to the wall, seconds into getting the nod back into the lineup, yeah, there was a bit of, whoa, all right, with that replay. When they showed the replay of just him running, and you get to focus on the strides and the facial expressions and the arms pumping and the veins that are popping out of his neck. You just make sure he walks back to the dugout with no limp or no grab. And we did. And we did. All right, what else happened? Bases loaded in the 7th. Gregory Soto gets out of it. Marchand, he started things off. Marsh is stealing. Marsh is hitting the home run. This is what I love to see. This is what I need injected into my veins every night. Shohei Ohtani's in town. Whoop-de-damn-do. You know who else is in town? Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber. Oh, is it a difference? Just their presence, them being there, witnessing my eyeballs, seeing them every day, every second, every inning. It's in the dugout and Kyle Schwarber's Hawk 2, spitting his seeds. Bryce over at first. Zack Wheeler running to first base. How about that sequence in the 2nd inning or so? Him running over to first. Gets the ball, throws it over. I don't care what they're doing visually on the broadcast. I need it. Now, here's one debate that I don't feel that passionately about. But I'm also being a hypocrite. So the more I give it time, I think my take will change. But I'm just not there yet. All right, one of the big talking points with the fans is Marchand has to be the guy over Garrett Stubbs. So essentially, he takes over. Zack Wheeler's on TV. Zack Wheeler's on TV. We need an update. I need to hear from him himself. Let me hear something. Let me see something. Give me an update. Give me an update. Give me an update. Rob Thompson on Rojas. We didn't even get x-rays. He's going to be fine. That's good. I forgot all about the Rojas one, so I think it's very important. Wheeler, nothing serious. Yeah, it just tightened up on me. Sunday you'll pitch? Yeah, that's our goal. Okay, so the question was, nothing serious? And he responded with, yeah, just tightened up on me. Sunday you'll pitch? Yeah, that's our goal. Okay? I plan on making my next start. Okay. Okay. You heard it from the mouth of Zack Wheeler. We'll see what happens. Now, let's get to the backup catcher thing. The backup catcher is so irrelevant to this team with JT Realmuto. When JT is back, he's locked and loaded. When this team is going to win a championship, the backup catcher is irrelevant. I do feel that way, and I feel very confident saying that. Now, do I think Marchand has been playing better than Stubbs? I do, and I don't think Stubbs has been playing bad. But yeah, Marchand and his ability to actually generate some power and hit the long ball makes it a difference. The difference between his OPS and Garrett Stubbs' OPS since JT went down, I like what Marchand can do. Absolutely, no doubt. Knowing the Rob Thompson experience and always fighting for his guys and sticking up for his guys, Garrett Stubbs has been one of his guys going through this journey and going through these playoff runs as the backup catcher with that role solidified. He has the comfortability with some of the starters, and I don't think that that's going anywhere. So I basically believe it's wasted breath and it's a wasted debate because it's never going to happen. And I know we live in a world where it's easy to say it should just be about who the better player is right now, and that's not how it goes, though. Nick Castellanos is in the lineup every day. Has he been the best player on this team every single day? No. He's been in the lineup every day. It's just how it goes sometimes, and The reason why I say it's hypocritical is I remember watching Johan Rojas in the 4th inning with bases loaded in the playoffs last season. And I used to say all the time that I don't care about a 9-hole hitter as long as Nick, Kyle, Bryce, Trey, and everybody else is providing the spark that they do offensively. You shouldn't be relying on your 9-hole hitter. But then I remember that game changed my opinion, and it almost brought me into the philosophy of you never know when your 9-hole hitter's up. And if it happens to fall on a day where you need your 9-hole hitter and you're in the playoffs, I need to believe that there's a competent bat in place, not an 068 hitter, an 070 hitter. Now, it's not going to be a 290 hitter either, but at least give me something that at least has a 23% chance, right? A 230 hitter, give me a 23% chance compared to a less than a 1% chance. You know what I'm saying? And I guess if I lay it out that way, it does defend why I feel as strongly as I do about maybe not giving it a ton of energy, because Stubbs isn't as bad as Rojas was. The difference between Marchand and Stubbs could be the difference in a 23% or a 24.5%. I'm just spitballing numbers. But maybe that extra 0.015% or whatever, I'm not a math guy, but maybe that's the difference in getting a hit in the 4th inning with bases loaded and a couple outs in a big-time playoff game. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm just not there, though. I'm just so focused on our top guns returning, staying healthy, beating the Dodgers, and making a strong statement after the Braves series. I'm just focused on other things that if JT is where we need JT to be, then that guy, it doesn't really matter. And it shouldn't matter. If it becomes something that matters, then So take that for what it is. All right, let's go to the Anytime Hotline.
Oh, I know the game's still kind of going on right now. It's 9-1, but what a way to bounce back from that Atlanta series. That sucked losing to them, but way to abuse the Dodgers. That was crazy. I can't believe that shit happened. It shows you what happens when your two big dogs are back in the lineup, right? So, I don't know. Good to see us taking the first game of the series. Hopefully, knock on wood, I don't jinx that because it's the 7th inning, but you never know.
If they blew that game, if they blew that game, then we got some real trouble. Now, I thought you were going to mention, I don't want to jinx anything because they won game 1 in the Atlanta series, and then they ended up dropping 2 out of 3. I thought you were going to take that angle, and then I could actually justify it because, yeah, that makes sense. We just witnessed it. Now we have Sanchez in the lineup or in the starting rotation for you tomorrow, and I'm not telling you that I necessarily love the pitching matchup as you're going up against Stone, who has a 9-2 record with a 3 ERA. Sanchez has a 2.96 ERA, so take that for what it's worth. And the Phillies are favored, according to ESPN Bet, -130. The number's not massively big by any means. It's not anything overwhelming. But, yeah, I mean, you got to remember that Christopher Sanchez is coming off of, what was that last start? Not that I really want to remind anybody about it, and I apologize because I'm an asshole. And trust me, you wouldn't be the first person to ever call me that. Just ask my wife. God, that's such a dad joke. And my wife has never called me an asshole, I think. 4 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, 7 hits, 1 home run, 3 walks in 79 pitches, losing 10-2 to the Cubs. So is this similar to the Ranger Suarez talk, meaning, oh, well, there's no way I believe he will have 2 bad starts in a row, right? He did. And something looks off. I hope we're not having this same exact discussion with Christopher Sanchez. Now, we got a text message coming in. Well, this is from a while back. Not a while back, but a few shows ago. Bro, it's Mike Schmidt was not only one of the best third basemen of all time. He was absolutely the greatest third baseman to ever lace them up. I think that was about a debate that constantly goes around about, can Bryce Harper ever be... Oh, no. Sorry, no. That wasn't about Bryce Harper ever being the best Philly ever, which I can't imagine he ever passes Mike Schmidt. And if you feel he's close to doing that, then you're just not educated on what Mike Schmidt was and what Mike Schmidt did when he was on the diamond. And that's no knock on Bryce, by the way. That was because there was the MLB radio hit where Aiden Miller was compared to Mike Schmidt, the best prospect since Mike Schmidt. And my theory was Dave Dombrowski planted that into the media, so when they try and make trades at the deadline and look for a big splash, everybody and their mother heard that Aiden Miller's name was applied to being similar to Mike Schmidt. So that's why that text came in. That was on Monday. So, okay, now this text came in tonight. Same person. The Dodgers, who I certainly do not fear now, in parentheses, at all. Well, that's a little crazy. First off, they're not fully healthy. Not that the Phillies have been, but Mookie Betts is a big name to lose. And two, by no means am I not afraid of the Dodgers just because of this one game. But I'll let you continue. The Dodgers are making a mockery of the game by bringing in a position player to pitch in the seventh when they still had a bunch of pitchers on the active roster. What a joke. People pay big bucks of their hard-earned money to go to a game and watch cable to stream it and pay for that as well. That is ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a big get-off-my-lawn guy. So I think once in a while I have a version of a get-off-my-lawn take. But that is a very get-off-my-lawn take. I remember when I worked with Ricky Bowe, whenever a position player, and I didn't even get a chance to actually physically listen to the post-game show because I jumped right on this pod as soon as the final out happened. I'd imagine he brought it up, but he normally does. I'd be stunned if he didn't. He despises it. Very get-off-my-lawn type of vibe, right? And I love Ricky to death, but that is what that is. I have to be honest. When I saw it happen and I saw the very lackadaisical, he almost hit Whit Merrifield, actually, with one of his first pitches in that final inning. It was pathetic. It was pathetic. That's not a product, okay? That's not a product. And I was actually starting to have a back and forth with myself on if it's just fair and strategic to put in an everyday guy, a position player to pitch when you're getting beat up so good, or should it be a rule where part of your punishment is you can't slither through not pitching a pitcher? Get them up, warm them up, make them throw. You have to. You have to. And part of the repercussions of getting beat down so bad, losing by 8, losing by 9, losing by 10, and getting to the later stages of the game, part of what you have to do is make it that much more difficult for yourself for game 2 and game 3 out of your bullpen. And I wouldn't be against it. But I also understand sometimes you find ways to manipulate the rules, and this would technically be a version of manipulating the rule of pitching guys, kind of. Not a real rule, just a general rule of you need a pitcher on the mound, if any of that makes sense. But you could talk me into making it where there's no such thing as position players. I had that feeling. I did. I had that feeling during the game that this is sloppy. This is just pathetic. There's no way that that should be Major League Baseball. And somehow it got the approved stamp. No way. Let's go to Zach.
Oh, yeah. They are back, baby. And Trea Turner is just on fire right now. I mean, he's scorching. Home runs blasting off of his bat. The grand salami today. Kyle Schwarber gets involved with a couple RBIs. Marsh and Stott both with a couple bombs. Marchand and Rojas were really good at bats at the bottom of the order. So an all-out team effort today. Good win. Concern is Zack Wheeler and his health, and his back. Maybe it was precautionary, but they'll probably sit him out until after the All-Star break. And for some reason, this team just can't be 100%. They're too powerful. The baseball gods know somebody's got to be hurt, or they're just going to win every single game. So, but yeah, go Phils, and yeah, peace out.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the call as always. I never thought of it like that. They're just too powerful of a machine. So the only way to bring them down to some version of life, which their version of life would still be the best record in all of baseball, someone's got to get pegged down a spot. Pegged down a spot. Let's be good. Pegged down a spot. Great win. Just a great win. Trea Turner is doing more than I expected him to do, even when he first signed. And maybe I tricked myself or lowered the bar, might be the best way to say it. But maybe I lowered the bar after last season's downfall a little too much. Maybe I didn't give him the credit that he deserved. And I say this a lot, but when you watch a guy every day, it's a lot different than watching from a distance. I could see highlights of Trea Turner in Washington and with the Dodgers when you throw on Sports Center, and you just see them in flashes. But after last year's horrible start to the season, I wasn't ruling him out. I don't know. I didn't know if it would go from that to MVP. And this is MVP. This pace that he's on. If you were to do this for a serious amount of time without any injuries, you'd be in the MVP discussion. It's not that I'm totally shocked that he could do it. That's why he got the big contract that he got. Last year gave me scars. And now it's every night when he's at bat, he's got a big game feel to him. I've never had that yet. Not because he was never capable, because he never looked comfortable. Now he looks comfortable. I hope you know what I mean. I'm not trying to diminish his track record. But when he's at the plate now, it's, something massive is about to happen. I never had that yet in my gut with Trea. And it's outstanding. You know why? Because it's right in front of Bryce, who's right in front of Bohm, who knows how to knock in runs. By the way, he's right after Kyle. You see what I'm getting at here? I was hoping Nick would get a long shot of his own. He had one to center field that I was surprised didn't carry over the wall, especially with the weather out there. I just thought, hey, that's a night where maybe the ball would continue to soar, and he was about 1 foot shy of the center field wall, so it was just there. It was just there. All right, we'll take one more and then wrap up the show.
This Phillies team is not going to beat the Dodgers. Even if we beat them tonight, we won't beat them tonight. We're actually going to get blown the fuck out.
Oh! Huh! That's an interesting angle.
All right, Phillies, just make me feel like a fucking idiot. I said that you suck. I challenged you. Oh, there's a hit. But I challenged you to do something, and you did. So capitalize on this and fucking sweep.
Well, I don't know if I can go to the extreme that we're going to be getting the sweep. It's a very big jump. I just mentioned the devastation in Atlanta. But why? That's my question. Why in the beginning of the game did you feel that they were going to get dominated with their top players back in the lineup? As down as I was after the Braves, I thought I made it very clear in the post-game pod. I would sleep it off, and by Monday, I'd be good. Leading into each game, I have a lot of faith in this club. Now, after, when I react, maybe something that I watched on the field isn't what I wanted to see, which would then result in me being fired up after the game. But before each game, even with Mercado, I said, hey, 5 innings, 1 earned run. His first go-around. Maybe he can give us something else. He didn't. For the most part, I feel good. But you caught in early saying that they're about to get the doors blown off. Why would you feel that way? Kyle and Bryce were basically already coming off the IL, and the manager made that clear after Atlanta. Just asking. You're entitled to feel that way. It's okay. I'm just asking. I'm here to get the answer for the people. I'm a man of the people. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you hanging out, and I'll catch you on the next one.